What's going on, internet? I am the Masked Man. How's everybody doing? Today I have another viewer question. I like this. I like the viewer questions because it stops me from having to mind the Breakfast Club and other places, to get stories to talk about. Now, at some point, I'm gonna have to go back to doing that and um, reading the news and doing all of that, but that's real hard when your internet connection is janky. So I appreciate the questions. I got a question from the big homie, Samuel Wilder, and I will get into it right about now. Hey, Mr. Maskman, here's my next question. Do you or any of your subs think that, and I'm speaking mostly in the case of blacks, teachers at public schools should be tested every few years? I mean, mentally and academically. I notice every time this question is brought up, the public school teachers shit their pants. Why is this? In my profession, I could care less and would not be offended if I were periodically tested. I believe I know my stuff, so why would I freak out? To me, this is very disturbing that the people who teach and test our children are afraid to take a simple test. We have to be periodically tested for driving, so why do they claim to be insulted? A dentist friend of mine informed me that a dentist or a doctor has to be tested if he chooses to move to another state to practice. I'm just saying that teachers don't have confidence in their own skills. I'm just saying that if teachers don't have confidence in their own skills, then we should trust them. Then I think I'm fucking this up. Then we shouldn't trust them to teach our children. I think that's what it says. All right. Should teachers be tested periodically? I think the easy answer would be yes, but to be honest, I would have to say no. And I'll tell you why. I read a book a while ago, or I read most of a book a while ago about a guy who was a teacher for a short time in a public school. He came from another field and he wanted to be a teacher. Now, this book was heavily biased, but don't worry about that. He said he came from another field and he got hell from the principal because the principal had all of these rules that he had to abide by, and it was hard for him to reach the children. He had to stay in line with the culture of the school, and he couldn't really break outside of a box. It was very difficult getting in touch with parents to help with the children. Basically, he was saying that the life of a teacher is a hard life. Now, to an extent, you say, well, that's what you signed up for, and that's true. But honestly, I think if you started just attacking the teachers, then that wouldn't solve the problem. The problem is the public school system is flawed from the bottom up. It's flawed. It needs to be completely revamped. You can't just test the teachers. Now, I do think they should stop testing the students and just teach the students and have evaluations of the students, periodic evaluations, not tests that they have to take to go up to the next grade. But this idea that you're gonna solve a problem by testing teachers, I don't think so, because teachers have to fit into certain guidelines. They have to fit into the guidelines of the principal. They have to fit into the guidelines of the state. They have to fit into the guidelines of the school. They have to fit into the guidelines of the federal government. They have so much that they have to walk in line with, that if you just added a test, then that would just be another thing that teachers would have to circumvent. Now, I'm not bemoaning the life of a teacher. Trust me, I'm not. Teachers have a responsibility. They have a duty to teach the students. But if their hands are tied and they're not being given free rein to teach like they should, then you can't really hold them accountable if the system as a whole is flawed. You have to do what you can to repair the system, and you have to look at what's wrong with the system, and you have to fix the system. The public education system is broken. It's broken, and just doing something with the teachers is not going to fix it. You have to do something with the administrators. You got to do something with the school board. You got to do something with it all. That's why so many black people talk about getting our own schools. They don't want to. I don't believe that they just want to get our own schools just because they're poor teachers. They want to get our own schools because the curriculum is bad, because the whole system, the culture is bad. Everything about it is broken. So I don't want people thinking that you can just pluck out bad teachers and that in and of itself is going to solve the problem. You're just going to get rid of all the bad teachers. Well, a lot of these teachers would be decent, or at least okay, if there was a better system for them to work in. That's pretty much what I have to say on the subject. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think the problem is with the school system? Do you think teachers need to be tested periodically to test their skills? Now, I don't think that there's anything wrong with a competency test per se. Like, if they test do they know their core abilities? Do they know their subject? Are they keeping up to date? Some tests, but they probably already have tests like that, if I'm not aware. And the last thing I want to say, that let's stop the illusion that pay is the reason that teachers suck, because teachers make the median income that every American makes. They make around $40,000. That's what the average American makes, and they get 3 months off. Quit saying this lie that teachers don't make no money. Teachers make as much money as any other American makes, and they work less. So miss me with that bullshit. Anyway, let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with the videos that I'm producing. Rate the video, like it, dislike it, be honest. If you want to send me an email, if you want to send me a topic, you can send it to me at TheMrMaskman@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter or find me on Facebook at TheMrMaskman. That is all I have to say about this subject. So I will see you in the next video.